I've decided to retire this USB camera, this webcam, but before I do, I thought I'd tear it down, have a look inside, see what I can learn from that. So come along on a journey with me. We'll take it apart together. So this is what the picture looks like from this camera. It's got a couple of interesting features. So if you hold in this button on the back, no, not the one on the back, the one on the top. Oh yeah. So so it's got a light built into it, and then you click the one on the back and it changes the color temperature. Like so. Of course, like a lot of USB cameras, it has an absolutely pathetic microphone in it, a pathetic audio system, and I can give you a comparison of that if it's recording now. Now is the winter of our discontent, made glorious summer by the sun of York, and all the clouds that allowed upon our house in the deep bosom of the ocean buried. Now are our brows bound with victorious wreaths, our bruised arms hung up for monuments, our stern alarums changed to merry meetings. So with the testing out of the way, we could try and get into this and see what's inside. Do a bit of a tear down. I can't see any screws on here, so I think it's glued on, or maybe just a very sort of firm contact type fixing. I think I'm going to need to get a blade or a screwdriver in here and pop the top off anyway. Actually, it's got a little bit of a trick up its sleeve. I tried prizing this off, but it's obviously very, very tight, so there must be some hidden screws. And I found actually this panel here is stuck on and it's going to lift off. So if I lift through there, you can actually see there's 4 recessed screws in there, so get rid of the sticky stuff. And now it should be possible to get it off without brute force. Self-tapping screws into plastic, and you can see where that there's that hole there, which you can see through that plastic front cover there. So there's a hole with a little sort of channel around it, and that is sitting on top of this, which I guess is the microphone. So there we are. So it's a single board. It's obviously got the camera in the center and the mic on the side there. Oh, this is the connector. You can see there's a tiny little flat flex cable coming out of the side of the camera here. Actually, the camera's quite wibbly wobbly. What's going on there? Oh yeah, so the camera's not actually fixed down because it's on a flat flex. So it's just kind of held in place by the case that sits over the top and holds it down. So yeah, there's a connector in here to the rest of the board. And what else do we see? Well, we've obviously got a couple of power wires here coming in the side of the board, going into this circular PCB around the outside. It's one of these metallized printed circuit boards with the LEDs. You can see there's slightly different coloured phosphates there. So these are the warm and ice white LEDs. So I guess we take 4 more screws out. Or 3 more anyway. More self-tapping screws. That was just the button. This is a plastic button that sticks out the top of the case, and a second plastic button that comes in from the back, which presses on this little button here. And other than that, it's just the cable. That's not really a stress relief there. They just kind of wound the cable around a couple of these plastic pillars to stop you pulling the cable out. And you've got the classic 4 USB coloured wires coming out, going into that top connector there. There's a few chips which we can look at. So this one on the top is completely unmarked, but it's an 8-pin chip. That's probably the controller for the lighting. There's a couple of things there saying Q1, Q2, so they're probably, these are transistors and perhaps load resistors to go with them. So perhaps these are the ones that are driving the warm white and the cool white LEDs. On the camera board itself, let's have a look at that chip. There's one quite big important chip there. It's got no markings on it whatsoever, but no doubt that will be the USB chip. So a camera chip with a USB interface. And on the front of the board, what's that one there? This one does have some writing on. 25L400. So that might be a memory chip, I think. I'll look it up in a minute. Or maybe it's implicated in the audio because it's very close on the board to the microphone. I think that's a regulator on there as well. So there's not that much to it really. It's all still electrically connected, so I could power it on and we could have a look through the camera while it's in pieces, couldn't we? So there we are. That's so it's plugged in. You can see the video here. See my face over here. We can try the lights as well. Buttons on the back somewhere. Oh, so first press this one. Yeah, there we go. So it's quite a neat idea having the toroidal light around the camera. It gives quite good illumination, but I'd kind of given up on this camera because it's quite unreliable. Sometimes you're in the middle of using it on Zoom or whatever and it will just suddenly stop and disappear as a device, which is kind of a pain. As you can see, I've started to reassemble it, so let's finish it off. Let's close it back up again. There we go, all reassembled again. Well, simple Chinese camera. What's inside? There we go.